at all. Right, evening members. If I can start with the webcasting announcement, this meeting is to be broadcast. Sorry, this meeting is to be webcast, and members are reminded of the need to activate their. Right, start again. Item 1. I'd like to remind everyone present this meeting will be broadcast live to the internet and will be capable of subsequent repeated viewing and copies of the recording being made available to those that request it. By being present at this meeting, it's likely that the recording cameras will capture your image and it will result in your image becoming part of the broadcast. You should be aware that this may infringe your human and data protection rights. If you have any concerns, please speak to the webcasting officer. Now, after that difficult introduction, because I forgot my glasses, can I remind members, if you're speaking, to press your button, and when you finish speaking, to press your button again. Moving forward, any apologies for absence?
Apologies from Councillor Bedford, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Any declarations of interest, members? No? Okay, thank you very much. Minutes of the last meeting, can I take those as being an agreed record? Thank you. Any public questions or requests to address the Cabinet?
None, Chairman.
Thank you. Okay. None. No, sorry, yep. No portfolio holder reports this evening. Oh, sorry. Councillor Holly Whitbread.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to remind the Cabinet of our tour of the district on Friday, so make sure you've got your day free. Looking forward to that. It's an opportunity to look at our estates across the district and talk about our ambitious plans for council house building in the coming years, and also the regeneration of our estates. And that was my report that I want to add. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. So we then move on to the report of overview and scrutiny. Councillor Sartin.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, the last meeting of the Overview and Scrutiny Committee was held on the 12th of October, and a report to that meeting did go to the October Council meeting, so I won't repeat that. I'm sure all members would have read that at the time. I will just reference the Jessel Green issue that was raised at the ONS meeting and was then subject to a call-in regarding the proposal to plant around 2,300 trees on Jessel Green. An informal meeting has taken place now with two of the signatories to the call-in, with myself, the portfolio holder responsible for the area, and also Councillor Bedford. And as a result of that meeting, further work is being done on what was originally proposed and what might come out subsequently, changes to that original proposal. And there'll be a follow-up meeting at the beginning of December. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Councillor Sartin. Any questions for Councillor Sartin? No. Therefore, thank you for the report, which we note. Moving onwards, item 8, Council House Building Cabinet Committee. Councillor Holly Whitbread.
Thank you, Chairman. I hope members have had an opportunity to read the minutes of the meeting of the 28th of September. Happy to take any questions. Thanks.
Any questions, members? No? Can we agree those minutes? Thank you very much. Item 9, implementation of the local plan. Update on progress. Councillor Phillip.
Thank you, Chairman. Brief introduction here. This is a report that's come in front of Cabinet on a number of occasions, basically showing where we are in terms of the implementation of the local plan. We have both master plans and concept frameworks underway, and making use of planning performance agreements, which allows to recoup cost. There in the appendices. We also need to note that the main modification consultation has now been completed, and that has gone back to the inspector. The responses have been summarised, but for those who are watching on the webcast, the key part is that the full responses and supporting documents, they've all gone to the inspector as well. So nobody should be worried that their carefully crafted input has not made it all the way through. And finally, we now have a legal obligation to produce an infrastructure funding statement, and we need to agree that that will be published by the 31st of December this year. That's Appendix F, in this report and carries quite a lot of detail. If there's detailed questions, I may not be able to answer them, but I'm sure Mr Richardson will be able to.
I'm sure. Thank you very much, Councillor Phillip. Members, any questions? Councillor Avey.
Thank you, Leader. I just wanted to ask about the South Epping Master Plan, to give us some more flavour about what their technical evidence produced by their consultants was and what it said in response to the inspector's concerns, if you could.
Mr Richardson.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, I haven't got the full details of that, but clearly during the consultation, the actual site that was put forward, the inspector agreed to reduce the allocation on that particular site, which I think you're well aware of. And therefore, what's been put forward as the main modification is a smaller number of residential units on that site, on a smaller site. I don't know if there's any more details in the report. I'm just quickly having a look. But if I can come back with further details of that, but that's all I've got in front of me at the moment, I'm afraid.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Avey, are you happy for...
Yeah, I think I'd like to keep an eye on that. I know there's still a lot of concern among residents of Epping about what's actually going to be in the South Epping Master Plan. I know personally I never wanted South Epping to happen, but if it's going to happen, I think we ought to be appraised of what's in there and what they're proposing.
Yeah, okay, point taken. Councillor Kane.
Thank you, Chairman. Just in regard to the main modifications which have now gone back to the inspector, do we have any kind of best guess as to when we'll hear back from the inspector so that we can start scheduling that council meeting?
Mr Richardson.
My understanding, because I've been on leave, I've only just come back today, but I did catch up with my colleagues in the local plan team. As has already been pointed out, that the inspector now has all the representations, including the summary. My understanding, it's going to be a couple more weeks yet while she assesses those, and as far as I know, I think it's still she. So we're anticipating probably the end of this month for any comments to come back to us.
Thank you. Any other members? Councillor John Whitehouse.
Yeah, Chairman, I just want to raise the infrastructure funding statement, which helpfully talks about the money received, but sort of misses out money that's been spent or where money's been dispersed. And I think that's an equally important thing to be reported both to members and to the public, along with probably the sort of balance of, how much the overall Section 106 balance and any earmarked funds have increased or decreased over the year. And I just wonder if that could be included in the statement in future.
Okay, Mr Richardson.
Yeah, yes, we can do that. I mean, clearly it hasn't been a great last 2 years in terms of the Section 106 money collection, and the reason for that, as you well know, is the non-issuing of planning permissions. So it is a rather disappointing figure at present. Hopefully that will improve in the following years as more planning permissions are released and the allocated sites in the local plan come forward. But yes, I can take that forward and make sure that next time around we do include that.
Okay. Any other members of the Cabinet? Did I miss anyone before? No. Okay. Councillor Wixley.
Yeah, well, at the point which Councillor Whitehouse just raised, and the answer from Mr Richardson is something which interests me, because it's a question I've been thinking about asking. I just wonder in practical terms, I presume this money that's collected and is held in a special account and is going to be spent at some time. I just wondered if you could give us some ideas on what the money will be spent on.
Mr Richardson.
Well, the Section 106 money that's collected on the back of planning permissions is specified on how that should be spent. We have the infrastructure delivery plan, which identifies where section money shall be spent in future years, and I think in the report, I'm just having a look at the report now, it just described where we have received contributions and where they have been secured. I think what Councillor Whitehouse was saying, that it's not demonstrating in the report where that money has been spent. And I think one of the reasons for that is that the money may have been secured through a Section 106 agreement, but the trigger hasn't taken place yet for that money to be paid to the council. And a good example of that is Chigwell Primary Academy, where there was a number of Section 106 money secured on the back of that, but the planning permission hasn't commenced yet. And same with Woodridden House as well. Where we have received money is actually in Table 2, and I think I've got it down as page 56. I don't know if that's the same with everybody else. But that states what money has actually been received. As I say, in future years, those tables should be more detailed, because we would have collected more through Section 106 on the back of the issuing of planning permissions.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Wixley.
Chairman, if I could just
sorry, Councillor Phillip first.
Yeah, I'd point Councillor Wixley to Table 3 starting on page 59, which points out where we're intending to spend the Section 106 contribution. So I think that answers the other part of his question of where we're planning to spend it in the future.
Okay. Councillor Wixley.
Yeah, I must admit I haven't had time to look at all the report. What I was interested in the practical measures on which the money is being spent. I mean, I can remember from earlier reports there was talk about a big extraction fan, I think, on the Wake Arms roundabout, which was going to clean up the atmosphere. It's things like that which I'm particularly interested in.
Yeah. Well, I think...
Chairman, if I can confirm that there are no plans to make the Wake Arms roundabout into an effective helicopter with a big fan. I don't think there ever have been. Where I'd point Councillor Wixley at is that planned infrastructure spending, both in the infrastructure delivery plan, part of the local plan, and also in, as I say, Table 3 here. That makes it very clear where the general expenditure should come. And then for each individual planning permission, it calls out exactly what that Section 106 is for.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Thank you very much. Members, can we agree this report? The recommendations contained therein? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Item 10, leasehold buildings insurance tender. Councillor Sunga.
Thank you, Chairman, and it's welcome back to the Chamber after your COVID recovery. Good to see you. This is for Cabinet to approve the procurement and retender of the leaseholder residential building insurance contract on a 3-year long-term agreement. Because the value of this contract is over approximately 90,000, there is a requirement to undertake a full tender. I would like to invite Andrew Small, Mr. Small, if you could just go through that very briefly, but it's in front of you, members. Thank you. Just for the Cabinet to approve tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Small.
Not really an awful lot to add, Chair, if I'm honest with you, really. It's quite a simple report in terms of seeking permission to go to the market to arrange for building insurance renewal for our leaseholders, really. It's as simple as that, really. There's not much more to add, if I'm honest with you.
That's great. Okay, thank you very much. This really is quite a standard report. Can we agree with recommendations? Thank you. Okay, so then we move on to item 11, Northwood Employment Land Master Plan. Councillor Phillip, would you like to give a brief introduction?
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, this ties in very nicely, actually, the first report, because it's taking forward the North Wales Employment Master Plan approach. Basically, 3 recommendations here, approving the Strategic Master Plan framework and the commencement of a public consultation. We need to note that that consultation will be a lengthy one, taking place in November, December and January, to allow as much public contribution as possible, but also to take into account the fact that during December and January we do have Christmas and New Year. Finally, to note that there will be a further update following that consultation, bringing the results of that public consultation back to Cabinet, so that at that point we can then give appropriate weight to those that master plan in terms of determining our planning applications.
Thank you very much, Councillor Phillip. Mr. Dole, would you like to make any comments on that at all?
Nothing other than to say that the consultation, as with the previous consultation, local members, local interested parties, Cabinet itself will be fully briefed on the detail before the public consultation itself is launched.
Super, thank you very much. Members of the Cabinet, any questions? Other members? No, in that case, can we accept the recommendations in the report? Thank you very much. There is any other business under item 12, and there's no reason to exclude the public and press, and therefore I bring the meeting to a close. Thank you very much.